What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Anthony with VR365. Actually, no, I'm going to start that over. I don't think it got me quite right there. We'll try that one more time. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Anthony. This is VR365. What is VR365, you might ask? Well, VR365 Live is a daily live stream where we're primarily focused on the VR gaming industry, covering news, notes, all those kinds of things, VR game reviews, VR game previews, basically anything to do with VR gaming, also AR gaming as well, general VR news, general AR news, all of that kind of stuff, but we definitely have a gaming focus, and we're a little bit more focused on actual individual games, like what you actually play. There's a number of YouTube channels out there that seem to specialize in hardware, and we don't really specialize that much in hardware. We will talk about hardware here and there, but that's not our specialty. Our specialty is VR games, and the bottom line is, I mean, why do you want hardware? You want hardware so you can have some incredible experiences, whether they be games or VR experiences or all those kinds of things. That's what we cover here on VR365. And we do it daily, every single day. I miss a day here or there. Sometimes something does pop up and I have to miss a day. Or like computer problems, technical difficulties, those types of things can possibly happen. Did I say it was noon? It's not noon. No, it is 11:02 a.m. I don't know if I said noon or what. Did I set my start time at noon and I started early? I don't know what happened here. Well, anyway, the bottom line is it is about 11:02 a.m. It is December 26th. This is the day after Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas Day. Everybody has probably had a lot of apple pie, pumpkin pie, turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, rolls, buns, etc., etc. Have you ever noticed this, folks? You go to somebody's party, right? Somebody's Christmas party. You don't like any of the food, really. Like, none of the food is really working for you. But you know what? They got a roll. They got a roll with some sesame seeds on top of it, and you end up eating about 5 rolls just so you can survive. You get out of there. On your way back home, you stop by McDonald's through the drive-thru because you really didn't get anything you wanted to eat. I don't know. Or maybe that's just me when I was a kid, and I would go to all these different functions, and I never liked any of the food. But now, much older now, and I gotta say, when I go to these potluck things, there's some good food sometimes. I mean, some really good food sometimes, where when I was a kid, I hated it. Oh my God, I hated all that stuff. Like the ham would be like way too thick. Like I like my ham kind of thin, and I like my ham well cooked. And I hate that like fat, juicy ham that is like undercooked and it's got tons of fat. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I've had enough pumpkin pie for one lifetime. I am done with pumpkin pie. I've went to 2 Christmas parties in the last 2 days, and it was all pumpkin pie. Where was the apple pie? Where was some other kind of pie? Or maybe a cake or something. I don't know. But anyway, that is the Christmas Day thing. But now it is the day after Christmas Day. Some of us are returning back to reality. Some of us actually have legitimate jobs, and we actually have to go to work. And so a lot of people are returning back to the daily grind. For a lot of other people, today is Wednesday. They might have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And they might have even like Monday, because Tuesday is New Year's Day, right? So they might have Monday off as well. So some people are on like an extended vacation right about now. And that is a beautiful thing for sure. Okay, so I'm over here. I'm checking out chat. And at first we didn't have anybody in chat, and then Fluke showed up, thank goodness. Crunchy has also showed up, and he has a comment about a recent Let's Play I did. Let me get into this comment here. He says, I like your Let's Play videos, but I felt that you didn't show enough of Scraper's features. I think you made the game look a lot harder than it really was. Well, yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I'm going to make a lot of these games look way harder than they really are, because I have a really nasty habit of not looking at any instructions, not following any tutorials. I like to go into a game and I like to just start playing the damn game. Maybe that's why I like In Death so much, because In Death you just get in there and you're just, you know, you're flinging your bows and you're just doing your thing. And maybe that's why I like In Death so much, because you don't need a damn instruction. It's just see bad guys, shoot bad guys with arrows, rinse and repeat. That is what it's all about for In Death. Yeah, Scraper has a lot more going on. You got your EMP blast, you got your super, you got a gun on your right side, a gun on your left, and you're in this hover pod. You know, and I've barely scratched the surface. Go ahead, grab your Jack Daniel's shots and take a shot real quick. Barely scratched the surface of Scraper. I like it, though. It does have a sci-fi kind of a vibe. So if you want to check out that Let's Play for a little bit, go ahead and check that out. I'm going to have another Let's Play that is going to pop later today. This Let's Play that I have later today is Serious Sam. And it's kind of janky. Like the video, I don't know what is going on. So I have a question out there for various YouTubers out there, for you guys that do these Let's Play videos, or you're doing this kind of stuff. I've had good success with my last couple of Let's Plays where the video quality was good. It wasn't stuttery. There wasn't any weird stuff going on. But I just did a Let's Play for Serious Sam, and it's weird because on the side of the screen, like on the very right edge and the very left edge of the screen, there's like this black curtain that will kind of go a couple of inches, a couple of inches, a couple of inches. And most of the gameplay is there, but on the very perimeters, like this black curtain keeps kind of going back and forth, really sketch. And I don't know what the deal is with that. Because all of my other recordings were good. But I'm going to go ahead and post this one anyway. Not my finest hour in Serious Sam. It's kind of a boring Let's Play. But I've kind of decided that instead of throwing a lot of these Let's Plays away because they're not necessarily perfect, I'm just going to keep banging them out. You know, I'm just going to bang them out, and I'm just going to put them out, and it is what it is. And sometimes they might not be the greatest. Sometimes they might be better. But I've been throwing away a ton of Let's Plays. I would have had another 5, 6, 7 Let's Plays, but I was picky about it, and I threw them away because they weren't quite the best. But I'm going to start posting more of them, and just, you know, I'll just let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. So, yeah, that is the Let's Play thing. So I'm just seeing what else anybody else is saying over here in chat. Crunchy says, yep, I liked it a lot less when I was a kid. That is true. Dry ham or turkey. Max Grit says, thanks, Anthony, for going over these in detail and playing some of them. Now I'm on my way home tonight after work to pick up Scraper. Yeah, Scraper is a cool game, especially if you grab it for 20 bucks. I believe it was on sale for 20 bucks. I'm assuming the sale is still going on. Crunchy had apple pie last night and some for breakfast. That's a double dipper. Alrighty, so anyway, Main Fan says, yeah, you don't read PC part manuals either. No, I don't like to read any manuals. I just like to put things together. Very impatient in that way, and it's not a good idea to be impatient like that. You can run into major trouble. That's what happened to me with my Ryzen CPU, thinking that I was going to destroy it and break it and everything was fine. I just had to lock it down. Peyton says, what are your top 5 VR games? Well, you know, why don't we get into the results of the wildcard voting? Yeah, wildcard voting is over, so hopefully you got your votes in. They have been tabulated, and I do have the results. So why don't I go ahead and grab these results and throw them on the screen. It's slightly interesting here how this thing worked out. So let's go ahead and click on our wildcard results. So here it is. Wildcard voting results. The most points went to... Oh man, I just smashed my mic here. The most points smash that like button like I smashed my microphone right there. The most points went to Vox Machina, 24 points. It did get 1 vote for #1 overall, and that's kind of impressive because it only got 1 #1 vote, but it ended up on a lot of people's lists. And so Vox Machina, 24 points. It is a wild card. It has made it. And guess what? Job is in the building. He has just arrived. Perfect timing. I am hearing him right out there. My dog is barking as well. It's going to be fun. A lot of distractions in the background here, but we will move on. Okay, #2, Torn. Torn was absolutely killing it. Torn got a #1 vote 4 different times, and it also ended up on a lot of different charts as well. Torn ended up with 23 points. It has made it in. Seeking Dawn. Check this out. So at first I tabulated everything up. Seeking Dawn didn't make it, but then we had 1 more vote. It was Kevin. Kevin got his vote in. I didn't have Kevin's information in there. I added his information. He had Seeking Dawn ranked #1, and that gave it another 4 points. It bumped it up to 22 points. Seeking Dawn has made it, and it was voted #1 5 times. So the people that voted for Seeking Dawn, they absolutely loved Seeking Dawn. They were just, I mean, the people that liked Seeking Dawn loved it and voted it #1. There was only 1 vote where it wasn't #1, and that got 22 points. Sprint Vector made it by the tiniest margin. It got a total of 21 points. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Sprint Vector and the Forest, they both tied. They both had 21 points. So what was I going to do? You know, I didn't want to have another runoff voting. We need to move on.com or .org. We need to move on.org. We don't have enough time to keep screwing around with this. So Sprint Vector gets it because it was voted #1 3 times. It got 3 #1 votes. The Forest only got 1 #1 vote, and I believe that was Jay Benson that gave it that #1 vote. And so Sprint Vector gets in there with 21 points. Now let's take a look at the lowest scorers. Blade and Sorcery. Blade and Sorcery got 4 points. Why is it at #1 when all of those other ones are at 4 points? I'm going to tell you why. Because Blade and Sorcery only got 1 vote. And the 1 vote was Mame Fan. Yeah, Mame Fan was the one guy that voted for Blade and Sorcery. No one else voted for it, but Mame Fan gave it his #1 ranking, and it got 4 points out of that. Arca's Path got 4 points. Twilight Path, I was disappointed. I was disappointed that Twilight Path didn't make it. I did vote for Twilight Path. Twilight Path did not make it, and Evasion did not make it either. And, I mean, obviously, a lot of them didn't make it. Okay, so where are we at right now? What is our top 25 looking at? And these are not in order. These are in alphabetical order. But I'm going to show you the list of the top 25. There's Job. There is Job banging away. And, yeah, it's quite loud when he gets really close to this door over here. But these are... Will Job ever take a vacation? That's my question. Will Job ever take a vacation? Actually, to be honest with you guys, I believe in the months of January and February, I'm not going to see Job a lot. He'll be back in March. But Job is going to take a break here, so our Wednesdays will be a little bit better pretty soon here. It's just amazing how he shows up exactly when this show starts. Okay, so our 25 best VR games of 2018, this is not in any kind of an order other than alphabetical. Astrobot, Beat Saber, Borderlands 2 VR, Brass Tactics, Contractors, Creed, Rise to Glory, Echo Combat, Firewall 0 Hour, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, In Death, Jet Island, Moss, Pixel Ripped 1989, Primordian, Red Matter, Rolling Line, Scraper, Seeking Dawn, Sprint Vector, Torn, Transference, Virtual Reality, Vox Machina, Windlands 2, and Wipeout VR. So these are our big 25 games of the year of 2018. Okay, so how is it going to work now? What are we going to do now? So first of all, I got a number of announcements. Number one, we're going to do our Game of the Year awards on Monday, December 31st. Yes, on New Year's Eve. Next Monday. It's only a few days away, 4 or 5 days away. On Monday, we're going to do our Game of the Year awards stream, which will probably be like a 2-hour stream. It's going to be a longer stream. And so one of the things that I want to do, and this is why I'm making this announcement now, is now I need you guys to vote on the best games of 2018. Forget about the wild cards. Now I need your votes on this. And so here's how it's going to work. Basically, you're going to take this list, everybody, and you're going to put it in the order that you want to put it in. So you can give me 25 games, but you're going to put them in order. You can give me 10 games, but you're going to put them in order. You're going to give me 5 games if you want, but you're going to put them in order. So I don't care if you give me 1 game or 25, but put them in your actual order. Go to our Discord server, same as we did it before. You send me a private message and you list your 25 favorite games from this list. These are the only games you can choose. So forget about anything else out there. These are the games that you can choose from. These are the games that we're working with here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to have the Anthony Awards. We're going to have my picks on everything, but we're also going to have the People's Choice Awards. And so if you guys want to submit a top 25 based on these games, that's wonderful. If you want to submit a top 20, a top 10, a top 15, whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever you're comfortable with. And the order you put all the games in is very important because it's a point-based system. That is how Seeking Dawn got in here. It got in here because somebody ranked it as a #1 game. It gave it 4 points. It allowed it to jump in. Seeking Dawn wasn't in until I had Kevin's votes. And then Seeking Dawn got in. So your order is very, very important. Give me your order. Submit it like that. We do it at the Discord server. That will be the People's Choice Awards. So we'll be doing this on Monday, December 31st. So definitely look forward to that. That will be exciting and wonderful. All right, let me go ahead and switch off of this and throw on some kind of rando trailer. And let's see, what are we going to do now? Okay, so after that was taken care of, I really don't have anything else to talk about. We can go ahead and take a look at the news. We can see what's going on the news. We can also take a look at maybe some mailbag from previous episodes. We can take a look at that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to our Webby browser window. And yeah, we got Road to VR in the screen right now. Job is getting really, really loud. Yeah, this is for the people that say they never hear anything. They never hear lawnmowers. They never hear barking dogs. They never hear the garbage trucks or the UPS trucks or airplanes flying overhead. Really? Really? You really don't hear it? I hear it. I hear it loud and well, and it is distracting as all get out. Okay, this is kind of interesting right here. Look at this. Feel Real wants to add smell and haptics to your VR headset. A Kickstarter is coming soon. That looks kind of crazy right there. So this thing snaps right onto the bottom of an Oculus Go. It looks like it was like built for the Oculus Go. This is called Feel Real. I have not really looked at this. This is the first time I'm looking at it here. We've chosen distinct scents that accurately simulate the atmosphere of games and movies. Great, we get to smell a lot of stank, smoke, who knows what kind of scents are they going to use for VR Paradise? That's pretty scary there. Feel Real aromas are safe to inhale and are similar to those used in the food industry. The unit also incorporates a few haptic devices, including an ultrasonic ionizing system for water mist, micro heaters for heat sensation, micro coolers for wind, and haptic motors for vibration. You know, all of this actually sounds kind of sweet. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so they've got a little video here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab. Wait, let's go to YouTube, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this video here real quick. Let's go. Wait, let me pop it into 4K video downloader. One sec here. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and grab that video as long as 4K video downloader doesn't screw me over there. Kind of loud. Yeah, so this is Feel Real, and they are going to have a Kickstarter coming up. I guess this was originally broken out at GDC 2015, the Smell-O-Vision add-on for VR headsets that promise to bring plenty of scents to your nostrils and haptics to your face. I wanted to just go down here and see, when does this Kickstarter begin? Let's see. The company is advertising out-of-the-box support for games like Skyrim, Beat Saber, Death Horizon, as well as their own catalog of experiences, Feel Real Dreams, that highlights the mass various features. Users will also be able to watch 360 videos, and some of those videos will have support for scents and all that stuff. There's no word on exactly when the Kickstarter is due to arrive, although early adopters can sign up now. So yeah, I mean, this almost seems like a joke at first. It almost seems like a joke, but this is not a joke. Like, they're really doing this. I just don't know about like these smells, because I don't really like a lot of chemicals and stuff. And I don't mind there being a smell if the smell is coming from like 8 feet away and I'm just getting a little whiff of the smell. But to have the smell so freaking close to your nose like that, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to go back over here to our normal scene here. I'm going to see if I can grab this trailer and we can check it out. So, Feel Real. It's time to smell VR, what you've always wanted. Fans of VR paradise, get ready for this. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this trailer.
Your eyes can see the forest. It's time to let your nose smell it. Introducing Feel Real, a multi-sensory virtual reality mask. Your first chance to smell the digital world. Feel Real. Your eyes can see the forest.
Yeah, so there it is. Feel Real. Do you want to be Kylo Ren? Do you want to look just like Kylo Ren? Add this little accessory, snap it on to your Oculus Rift or your Oculus Go, and now you can feel all kinds of shit. That's kind of cool, though. I mean, it's got a good design. Like, the design of it, it looks like it really goes with the headsets that it's snapping onto. Like, that's an Oculus Rift version. That's the Kylo Ren model. And they also, I mean, don't you love the way they have that silver design on the front of it? Looks pretty cool. They got their Oculus Go model as well. Kylo Ren in full and total effect. So that is Feel Real. Looks kind of interesting. All right, let's see what folks in chat are talking about in regards to this. All right. Yeah, Crunchy says it is the Clone Troopers summer helmet. It does have a very Star Wars look to it. Scion says, do we really want to smell zombies? I don't think so. Tita, be hilarious if Job has one of those tractor mowers and drives through Anthony's side door. Yeah, not hilarious for me. Crunchy, so I want to know how to use what scent where. They forgot to put 5G antennas into his ears. That is Rudel Zavedno. Jay Benson, how many smells are there going to be? If it's just a handful, it's going to get old real quickly. Well, if we go back to this, the actual page for it, I think there's a picture. Yeah, so we see this picture right here. It looks like there's like 8 or 9 sensors here, smell sensors. And look at, this thing looks like it might be able to pop out of there. See how it has these little holes right there? So I bet you're going to have all kinds of different cartridges. So there's going to be a special cartridge for VR Paradise, a special cartridge for Fallout 4. You know, you're going to get some individual cartridges that have all the necessary smells that you really want. So that will work out just absolutely beautifully. And look at how freaking badass that looks. Like you are definitely a stormtrooper ready to go. So yeah, feel real. Kind of interesting, kind of trippy. Okay, let's see. Imagine the smell in Sprint Vector. Surely that will make fogging worse. This type of product should come as a set of fans for your room. It would provide varying breezes in your room as well as smell. That's Lethal Weasel VR. And you know what? Honestly, the coolest part of this entire thing actually is going back over here. Wait. The coolest part of this entire thing is micro coolers for wind, haptic motors for vibration, water mist, and micro heaters for heat sensation. Like, I'm really curious how that is all going to work, because that would be really sweet. Because imagine this. I've been in a lot of VR experiences where I'm looking up at the sun and you see the sunlight, but you don't feel any heat. But imagine if you're in a VR headset and it has this special feel there thing, and you look up at the sun, and right when you're looking up at the sun, you get a little sensation of heat, like right on your cheekbones or something. You know, there's a little bit of heat that hits you right when you look at the sun, and when you get back into the shade, it goes away. I don't know, that would be kind of cool. Water mist, it starts raining, you get a little tiny bit of, I don't know, where does the water mist shoot you? And what do? Do you have to put water into this thing? Is there like a little container where you insert the water and then it hits you with water mist on the side of your face or something? But it'd be kind of cool if you're in, you know, all of a sudden it starts raining and you feel water mist on your face. Haptic motors for vibration, micro coolers for wind. Part of this, though, is we need a full body suit. We need a full body suit that does all of this. And they had that one thing where you could feel like it was on your hand and you could feel like raindrops pitter-pattering on your hand. That would be super cool. Like, imagine, you know, you hold your arm up and you're feeling raindrops on your arm. But we need a full entire bodysuit to do that. But some of this idea is not necessarily terrible. Some of these ideas are not too bad. Of course, VR is a niche of a niche of a niche, yet we're getting all these accessories. And I don't understand this. Like, why are they making so many accessories like this when VR hasn't really blown up 100%? We don't have everybody wanting to get into VR, but we're going to make all these different accessories like VR has really blown up in a major way. But yeah, you can see there's cartridges that go in there that provide the aromas, so you can definitely switch out your cartridges. So not the worst idea in the world. It's kind of a joke thing, but not terrible. Alrighty, what else can we do here? We can go back to Road to VR. Let's see if there's any other news stories besides that one. 15 VR games we can't wait to play in 2019. Yeah, this is the time of the year where we're going to get into a lot of these kinds of stories where it's like 25 games that you want to celebrate with your family. Here's Upload VR's Best of 2018 VR Award nominees. Facebook and Valve are on diverging paths for VR in 2019. 7 things to do with your family, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, these are the typical kind of things that we get into at this time of the year. It does slow down. There's not a lot going on. I mean, I really don't have much to talk about on this particular episode either. There's just not much news. I'll go ahead and check out these subreddits real quick and see what people are talking about over here. Are Lighthouse stations wireless? Kind of. They need to be plugged into a power outlet. And there's Job again. Yeah, perfect timing for Job. Man, perfect timing for Job. But yeah, Lighthouse stations, one of the arguments that I've made with Lighthouse stations is I really wish you could put a battery pack in it. Like, what if they had swappable battery packs that would last for 2 weeks on a charge because it uses such a tiny amount of battery, and you just pop out the little thing, you have one charged up, you have one in there, you swap it out every 2 weeks, and then you could have lighthouses that had no wires whatsoever. No power wire, no USB wire, nothing. You would have totally wireless lighthouses. That would be sweet, and that is the solution that we need for the future Oculus headsets, for future PlayStation VR headsets. I honestly think like Valve figured this thing out the right way. If you really want legitimate pinpoint tracking, now eventually the Inside Out is going to get so good and so robust that you're not going to notice any difference at all. It's going to have cameras going in every different direction, so you could be going back here with your hands and it'll be tracking it. But we're not quite there yet. We're just not there yet with the Inside Out tracking. So if Lighthouses were completely and utterly wireless, and if everybody used them, I think it'd be kind of cool. And I'm going to continue to scroll down and see what anybody else is talking about here. Any must-have games on the Vive? Yeah, there are a lot of them. See, somebody should pop in here and link them to VR game rankings, but I'm not seeing anybody do that. Top picks would be Contractors, Pavlov, Payday 2, Vox Machina, and Moss. The Lab, Beat Saber, Super Hot, Gorn, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Fallout 4 VR. You know, a lot of good recommendations, absolutely. A lot of people recommending Contractors already. I've played a lot of In Death. It's strangely compelling, and I don't usually like roguelikes. Sariento, Subnautica, Thumper, Form. Yeah, these are some of the most highly recommended VR games out there. Dead Secret Circle. What is that? I know there's a game called Dead Secret, but is that like for the Go or something? I don't know what Dead Secret is. Dead Secret Circle. I know about Dead Secret. Let me go ahead and click on the Steam page here. So here's Dead Secret, and this is very positive. It's Robot Invader. It's kind of like a point-and-click adventure in VR. I have played this a little bit, but I didn't get that far into it. But I don't know what Dead Secret Circle is. So who knows what this guy's talking about. And that's pretty much it there. Okay, let's go ahead and check out, well, this is the PlayStation subreddit. Let's go here and give it a quick refresh and see what they're talking about over here on the PSVR subreddit. Again, one of the things that we're going to see over and over and over again is pictures of brand new people with their brand new VR gear, like this little kid having a lot of fun. And then foam heads for storing your VR headsets. Are people using these? It's not a bad idea. I've been lucky. I have not had any like spiders crawling on my headset. A lot of times my headset is on the ground. For example, right now it is sitting on the ground. It's sitting on some carpet right there, and my cat, sometimes it gets like cat hairs in it and stuff, which is a little disappointing. But I just leave it sitting on the ground, and it usually works out pretty well. 89,000 PSVR Redditors, so we have hit 89,000. Hopefully we'll get to 90,000 real soon here. Yeah, just seeing if there's anything new. Yeah, there's just not going to be news right now. This is just a slow time for news. Let's go ahead and check the Oculus subreddit real quick. See what's going on over here. I'll give this just a quick refresh right here. Okay, Merry Christmas, 24 hours with the Rift. So if you buy the Wizards for 45% off, you get another copy for free. Buy one, get one. That's not a bad deal. If you buy the Wizards on Steam, send us the receipt and we'll send you back a free. Really? Like, who the hell wants to send a receipt? Unless you can just email it. Okay, if you can copy your receipt and just email it, okay, yeah, okay, I guess you could email your receipt. Okay, so that's not too bad. So the Wizards, yeah, this is going to be, it's 45% off. You can grab the Wizards for $11. You could buy a copy of the Wizards. It's kind of interesting. I mean, how serendipitous is it that this was the trailer that I had running at the very beginning of the show, and it was 100% random. I had no idea that there was any kind of deal like this, but not a terrible deal. Buy one, get one. And somebody can go ahead and email me their code, info@vrgamerankings.com. Yeah, buy the Wizard and then give me your other code. I'll try it out. And I'm just seeing if there's any other interesting little things up in here. RAM in VR. I guess they're talking about memory in VR. Hello, I used to have 2x4 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and X-Plane 11 ran fine. I have since changed to one stick of 8 gig DDR4, and X-Plane does not run at all. That's kind of weird. Does VR usually improve performance with dual channel RAM over single channel? Apparently it does. Most applications will benefit greatly from dual channel RAM. You know what I did on my computer, this new build that I have right now? I have 2 sticks of 8 gigs of RAM. So I have 16 gigs total. And I was thinking that if I wanted to bump it up to 32, I would just, because there's 4 slots, I would just grab another 2 sticks of 8 gigs, and then that would bump me up to 32. But then will it still be considered dual channel? Will they both run in dual channel? Will I have 32 gigs of dual channel, or do I need 2 strips of 16 to make it work? Not sure how that works. But yeah, RAM in VR is a thing. And you know what? A lot of people have been asking me. This is a question that a lot of people have been asking. Ever since I've upgraded my VR setup, I've upgraded my computer, is the performance like dramatically better? Like, is it a night and day situation? And there's a couple of things I can say about it. Number one, rendering my Let's Plays, like rendering different videos that I do, is about twice as fast. So if I had a 30-minute Let's Play and I wanted to render that video, it would take damn near an hour. So it'd almost be 2 minutes for every single minute, you know, that of video that I would have to render. Now, if I have a 30-minute Let's Play, it's rendered in about 27 minutes. So it's actually a little faster than a minute. So that's been beautiful. That's really, I noticed that right away. It's like rendering times have been chopped in half, if not even chopped more than half. And then the other nice thing is recording the Let's Plays. Like, I've had a lot of problems prior to upgrading this computer. I couldn't record Let's Plays. The video would be all jacked up. It just wasn't working right. It'd be all stuttery and stuff. I didn't have enough power to run the game and also do a proper Let's Play. But now, after upgrading this computer, it's butter smooth, man. I can run the game in my headset, and the Let's Play comes out butter smooth. The video comes out butter smooth when I'm done, and it's great within the headset. Everything works wonderfully. So, you know, that has been an improvement there. In terms of like actual improvements in games, yeah, I have noticed they're a little bit smoother, a little bit tighter. And Scraper, for example, Scraper kept crashing on me. It's never crashed on me since I've had this new build. But one of the things I really need to do is I kind of need, we've been dealing with Christmas and preparing for Christmas. It's been very hectic over the last week or so, ever since I did do this build. And I haven't really had a lot of time to just kind of kick back, relax, and just play like Fallout 4 VR and just play Subnautica and, you know, play all these different games that maybe were kind of like power hogs, where I might notice some definite differences there. So I haven't really had time to just kind of lounge and play a bunch of VR games. But that should be coming up. You know, things are going to start to slow down. We don't have to worry about Christmas anymore. So that's kind of a nice thing. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce over here to chat and see what people are talking about. Let's see. Okay, Dead Secret Circle is the sequel. Okay, Dead Secret Circle. Well, let me look this up. Dead Secret Circle. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is an actual individual game. This came out on May 1st. Reviews are mixed. This goes for about $11. And then, well, here's a better deal, right? You know, you're only paying a couple of bucks more. You get Dead Secret, the original, and Dead Secret Circle. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't hear too much about Dead Secret Circle. Looks kind of cool just looking at this video here. Dead Secret Circle is a horror mystery set in Chicago in 1971. In this sequel to the critically acclaimed Dead Secret, reality and dreams collide as investigative reporter Patricia Gable sees beyond the flesh to chase a serial killer with a grisly M.O. Track the killer, narrow the suspects, and above all, blah, blah, blah. yeah, you know, it's kind of a cool little point and click kind of adventure. This looks a little bit spooky, a little bit horror-ish, a little bit Transference-like. Looks kind of cool. Dead Secret Circle. You learn a new thing every day. But going back over here, actually, let's get off of this trailer. We've been on this trailer for a minute. Let's switch up. Trailer mix 2. We'll go here. Okay, let's see. A lot of people are talking about batteries. What batteries are you using? Wonder what they're talking about batteries for. And then, now we're talking about RAM. And Crunchy says, just add 2 more 8 gig DIMMs. And yes, so I guess they'll be dual channel, because like when you put your RAM in, it tells you, you put it in this slot and this slot. Like I had 2 red slots, 2 black slots. And if you're only using 2, I put my RAM in the 2 red slots. So then I guess I put the other 2 in the 2 black slots. And I think they'll both work as dual channel. So I think it will work like that. And Rudel Zavedno says you don't need 32 gigs. Crunchy says 32 gigs is not needed though. Yeah, not really. It's not really needed right now. Rudel Zavedno says unless you encode or are rendering 4K raw material, you don't really need 32 gigs. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing 4K of anything. So I can probably survive pretty good just off of my 16 gigs of RAM. I think that'll, because that's a doubling up for me. I had 8 gigs before. Now I'm up to 16 gigs, so I've doubled it up. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's head back over here to, where were we? We were on the Vive subreddit. I don't know how where do I get back to the subreddit? I messed up. Okay, let me do this. And so where were we? Oculus subreddit. Okay, let's go back to the Oculus subreddit. See what I may have been missing here. Switch to the old man version. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about the Wizards. That is a deal. You buy one, you get one. And we were talking about RAM in VR. Let's see, any other interesting topics anybody has on here? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so not much going on. What games are a must-have for people new to Oculus? Okay, let's see. Did anybody mention VR game rankings? Lots of threads here, like what are the best games for this? What are the best games for that? No mention of VR game rankings. That's depressing. But we go up here, free games on Oculus Store. You know, a lot of lists of your typical recommended games. But yeah, I'll probably have to pop in there later and put a little link to VR game rankings. Hype it up a little bit. But yeah, guys, I don't know. There's not much going on today, so I think we're just going to go ahead and call this a show. Just not much else popping off. I don't want to just talk about stuff for no particular reason. But before we bounce out of here, I'll just go ahead and go back to I'll go back to this list here. Remember, guys, we need your votes. These are our 25 best VR games of 2018. We are going to do the People's Choice Awards, which are your votes on these games. What is going to be your game of the year? We're going to have my game of the year, but what about your game of the year? And the way that you can vote for your game of the year is to hop into our Discord server and send me a private message. I'm at VR Game Rankings. You'll see my face there. Go ahead and message me with your list. Now, you can list out 25 games in order. They're all right here, and I'll put them on the Discord, so they'll be over there as well. They'll be in the announcement section. I'll have all 25 games listed in alphabetical order, just like this. You can send me your list of your top 25, or you can do a top 10, a top 5, a top 3, whatever you want to do. Even just one single game. If you just really love Creed, Rise to Glory, and that's the only game you care about, you can vote for that game, and it'll get the points of a #1 game. And of course, you know, as you go down the line, you're listing 25 games. the game that you list at 25 is not going to get very many points at all. The game at number 1 is going to get a lot more points. It's a weighted system like that. And then we tally everything up. We will find out what the People's Choice top 10 is, the top 5, the game of the year, all those kinds of things. We're also going to do individual categories, but I think trying to do a People's Choice for individual categories is just too much stuff. So I just want you guys to rank as many of these 25 games as you can and get that into me prior to December 31st, because that's when we're going to do our Game of the Year awards show. This upcoming Monday on December 31st, New Year's Eve, we will celebrate, do our Game of the Year awards, and break it down like that. It'll probably be like a 2-hour show. All right, well, you know what? That's going to go ahead and do it, folks. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. I will see everybody tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time again on Thursday. And I also have a Serious Sam Let's Play that will be hitting the channel pretty soon, but it's not the greatest. But I'm just going to start throwing these things up there and adding more and more Let's Plays as I continue to move down the line. It's really easy and fun. The way I'm looking at it right now with my Let's Plays is like, if I'm going to play a game, just record it. You know, why not record it? I just make sure, you know, I have my the mic in the Oculus Rift. I have that go into Audacity, and then I record the gameplay with just the game sounds. I record that in OBS, and then later I combine the two, and then I have my mic and I have the game volume, and I can switch them up or lower them or raise them, or cut one of them completely out if I want to. It makes it really nice. And so every time I play a game now, I might as well just record it. The only downside is you got to try to be an entertainer, where sometimes when I'm playing games, I'm just like zoning out and playing a game. I'm not saying anything. And I've got to remember, when you're doing a Let's Play, you really got to talk. You know, you got to always be yapping. But that's going to do it, guys. I'll see everybody tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Later.